The restaurant's chandelier lights twinkled like distant stars as Ethan stepped through the door, his heart pounding with a mix of excitement and dread. He had only $5 in his pocket, enough for a bus ride home if things went south. But he clutched it like a lifeline, convinced the secret date with his billionaire employer, Marcus Hale, would change everything. But as the minutes ticked into hours, Marcus never showed, leaving Ethan humiliated at the empty table, the waitstaff's pitying glances burning into his skin like acid. Ethan's phone buzzed once, a cryptic text from Marcus. "Can't make it. Emergency. No apology, no reschedule." He sat there, staring at the untouched water glass, his mind racing back to how it all started. 3 months ago, Ethan had taken the job as a live-in maid at Hale Manor in the affluent suburbs of Boston, desperate for cash after his conservative family disowned him for coming out as gay. The pay was decent, the work grueling, but Marcus, tall, charismatic, with piercing blue eyes and a tech empire worth billions, had noticed him from day one. It began innocently, casual conversations in the kitchen while Ethan polished silverware, Marcus sharing stories of his high-stakes board meetings. Then came the lingering looks, the accidental brushes of hands. Ethan, at 25, had never felt such intensity. His previous relationships were fleeting, hidden in the shadows of small-town Massachusetts where being gay meant whispers and judgment. Marcus, 35 and closeted to protect his public image, confided in him one night over whiskey in the study. "The world sees me as the perfect straight mogul," he'd said, his voice raw. "But with you, I feel real." Ethan had fallen hard, ignoring the red flags, the way Marcus canceled plans last minute, always citing work. Tonight was supposed to be their first real date outside the manor, a step toward something public. But now, alone in the upscale eatery, Ethan felt the weight of betrayal. He paid for his water with the $5 bill, tipping nothing, and stepped into the cold night air. His phone rang. It was his sister, Lila, the only family member who still spoke to him. "Ethan?" Mom called. "She's furious. Someone leaked photos of you and some rich guy online." "What the hell is going on?" The shock hit him like a freight train. Photos? He pulled up his social media, and there they were, blurry shots of him and Marcus in the manor's garden, shared anonymously on a gossip site. "Billionaire Marcus Hale's secret gay affair with household staff?" The headline screamed. Ethan's stomach churned. This wasn't just a stood-up date. It was sabotage. Who could have done this? The manor staff? A rival? Or worse, Marcus himself, covering his tracks? He hailed a cab he couldn't afford, directing it back to Hale Manor. The drive felt eternal, his mind swirling with questions. Why hire him in the first place? Marcus had interviewed him personally, unusual for a maid position. Was it all a setup? Ethan's family history flashed before him, his father's stern lectures on traditional values, his mother's tears when he came out at 18, leading to him being kicked out. He'd built a fragile new life, and now it was crumbling. Arriving at the gates, Ethan saw lights blazing in every window. Security let him in without a word, their eyes averted. He burst into the foyer, where Marcus paced, phone in hand. "Ethan," Marcus said, his face pale, "I didn't stand you up. My PR team called. Those photos hit the press. My board is freaking out. We need to talk." Ethan's anger boiled over. "Talk? You ghosted me, and now my family's involved? This is my life you're ruining." Marcus stepped closer, his hand reaching out, but Ethan recoiled. "I thought you cared," Ethan whispered, tears stinging.
Marcus seit, IT2.
"But being out could destroy my company. Investors pull out over scandals like this." The confrontation hung heavy in the air. Ethan realized this wasn't just about a date. It was the start of a war between love and survival. He stormed to his quarters, slamming the door, but sleep evaded him. Tomorrow he'd face the fallout, calls from reporters, his sister's pleas to come home. Deep down, he knew he couldn't walk away. Not yet. As dawn broke, Ethan checked his email. An anonymous message with more photos, time-stamped from inside the manor. Someone close was betraying them. He confronted Marcus again over breakfast. "Who knows about us?" Ethan demanded. Marcus hesitated. "Only my assistant, Rebecca. But she's loyal." Ethan didn't buy it. Rebecca had always given him cold stares, perhaps resenting his proximity to the boss. The day unfolded in chaos. Marcus's phone rang nonstop, board members demanding explanations. Ethan fielded texts from old friends, some supportive, others judgmental. His mother called, her voice laced with disappointment. "Is this why you left? To shame us with some rich man's fling?" Ethan hung up, his chest tight. He loved Marcus, but the price was mounting. By evening, Marcus proposed a plan. Deny everything, claim the photos were doctored. "We'll say you're just staff, nothing more." Ethan felt a stab of pain. "So, hide me? Like I'm your dirty secret?" Marcus nodded grimly. "For now, until it blows over." Ethan agreed reluctantly, but doubt gnawed at him. Was this love, or just convenience? The media storm intensified overnight. Tabloids splashed headlines like, "Hale's Hidden Romance. Tech Tycoon's Gay Scandal Rocks Boston Elite." Ethan avoided the news, focusing on his duties, dusting the library, where books on business ethics mocked him silently. Marcus barricaded himself in his office, barking orders at his PR team. "Spin it as a smear campaign," he instructed over speakerphone. Ethan eavesdropped from the hall, feeling like an outsider in his own story. Lila arrived unannounced that afternoon, her car screeching into the driveway. She was 28, a teacher in their hometown, the bridge between Ethan and their estranged parents. "You look like hell," she said, hugging him tightly. They sat in the garden, the same spot from the leaked photos. "Mom and Dad are devastated. Dad says it's a phase, but Mom thinks you've been manipulated by that rich bastard." Ethan confessed everything, the job, the attraction, the secret meetings. "I love him, Lila, but he's terrified of coming out." She shook her head. "Love? Or infatuation with his world? You're from a blue-collar family. He's Silicon Valley royalty. Society will eat you alive." Her words stung, echoing the societal divide Ethan had ignored. Gay rights had progressed, but in conservative circles and high finance, being out meant risks, lost deals, boycotts. Marcus joined them, introducing himself politely. "I'm sorry for the mess," he said. Lila eyed him suspiciously. "Are you using my brother to experiment? Because if you hurt him..." Marcus interrupted gently. "I care deeply, but my life isn't simple." The tension crackled. Lila left with a warning. "Choose wisely, Ethan. Family's all we have." Alone with Marcus, Ethan pressed for truth. "Why me? There are plenty of discreet guys in your circle." Marcus sat on the bench, vulnerable. "You see me, not my money. My ex-wife left because I couldn't be honest about who I am. The divorce was public, but I hid the real reason: my sexuality." Ethan learned Marcus had married young to appease his traditional family, producing a daughter now in college. The revelation deepened their bond but highlighted the stakes. Marcus's daughter, Emily, didn't know. That night, another leak. Emails between them, intimate but not explicit, posted online. Ethan accused Rebecca outright. "She's the only one with access." Marcus fired her on the spot, but she denied it, storming out with threats of lawsuits. Paranoia set in. Ethan wondered if Marcus's family was involved. His conservative father, a retired senator, who preached family values. The next day brought a board meeting at the manor. Ethan overheard snippets. "This could tank our stock. Resign or fix it." Marcus emerged drained. "They want me to issue a statement denying I'm gay." Ethan felt betrayed. "And us? What about us?" Marcus pulled him close. "We'll figure it out. But I need time." Ethan's internal conflict raged. Stay and fight or leave and reclaim his dignity. He called a friend from his old life, Jake, who was openly gay in Boston's scene. Dude, billionaires don't change. You're his toy. The words haunted him. Yet, when Marcus kissed him goodnight, the spark remained. Pressure from Ethan's family escalated. His father emailed, "Come home, son. We can fix this." Ethan replied defiantly, "Fix what? Who I am?" It sparked a heated phone call. His father yelling about disgrace. Ethan defending his right to love. The call ended in tears, widening the family rift. Marcus's daughter, Emily, arrived unexpectedly from NYU. "Dad, what's this about you and the maid?" she demanded. Marcus froze. Ethan hid in the kitchen, listening. "It's lies, honey," Marcus said. Emily pressed, "If it's true, why hide? I'm okay with it." But Marcus doubled down. "It's not." Ethan emerged, hurt. "Tell her the truth," he urged. Marcus hesitated, then confessed. Emily hugged him. "I love you, Dad. Be happy." It was a breakthrough, but the board loomed larger. Ethan realized the leaks might be from Marcus's rival, a competitor hacking emails. They hired a PI, uncovering evidence pointing to corporate espionage. Relief washed over them, but damage was done. Stocks dipped 5%, investors jittery. In a quiet moment, Ethan and Marcus talked futures. "I want to be with you openly," Ethan said. Marcus nodded. "Me too. But the cost." Ethan knew: careers, family ties, societal scorn. The tension built, decisions looming. The PI's report confirmed it. Victor Lang, Marcus's business rival, had orchestrated the leaks through a hacker. "Revenge for a lost deal," the PI said. Marcus sued immediately, but the scandal persisted. Protests formed outside Hale Tech's headquarters, some anti-gay groups decrying moral decay, others LGBTQ advocates demanding Marcus come out. Ethan watched from afar, feeling the societal microscope on their lives. At home, Ethan grappled with his own demons. Nightmares of his family's rejection replayed. The day he came out, his father's fist slamming the table, "No son of mine," now amplified by publicity. He sought therapy via a discreet app, unpacking years of internalized shame. "You're worthy of love," the therapist said, but doubt lingered. Was Marcus worth the pain? Marcus's father, Senator Hale, called. "This nonsense ends now. Deny it all or I'll cut you off." Marcus hung up, furious. "He's always controlled me." Ethan saw the parallel, both trapped by family expectations. They bonded over shared stories. Ethan's small-town upbringing versus Marcus's privileged but stifling world. A turning point came at a charity gala Marcus couldn't skip. "Come as my assistant," he suggested. Ethan agreed, dressed sharply. Whispers followed them. "Is that the maid?" A reporter cornered Ethan. "What's your relationship?" Ethan stammered, "Professional." But inside, resentment brewed. Later, alone in the limo, he exploded, "I'm not your prop." Marcus apologized. "I'm scared. Losing everything." The next leak was devastating. A video of their garden kiss, grainy but undeniable. Stocks plummeted 10%. The board called an emergency vote. Marcus faced ultimatum: step down or go public with a denial. He chose neither, confiding in Ethan, "I'll fight." But Ethan sensed hesitation. Family pressures peaked for Ethan. Lila mediated a video call with parents. "We miss you," Mom said tearfully. Dad grumbled, "If you leave that man, we'll welcome you back." Ethan refused. "Accept me as I am." The call ended in stalemate, leaving Ethan isolated. Emily became an ally, visiting often. "Dad's happier with you," she told Ethan. But she warned, "The world won't be kind." Her words fueled Ethan's resolve. He researched gay rights in corporate America, finding stories about executives thriving or crashing. Marcus proposed a getaway to his cabin in the Adirondacks. "To think," he said, "they're away from chaos." They talked deeply. Marcus admitted, "I married my ex to please Dad." It destroyed us. Ethan shared his own heartbreaks. A high school crush that ended in bullying. Vulnerability strengthened them, but reality intruded. A call from the board. Resign by tomorrow. Back in Boston, Marcus drafted a statement. Ethan read it, a full coming out. I'm proud to be gay, and in love with Ethan. Ethan's heart soared, but Marcus tore it up. I can't. The company employs thousands. Ethan felt the betrayal deeply. Choose me or the empire. The argument escalated. You're asking me to sacrifice everything, Marcus yelled. Ethan shot back. And you're asking me to live in shadows. He packed a bag, storming out. Driving aimlessly, tears blurred his vision. Was this the end? He crashed at Jake's apartment. Told you, Jake said. But Ethan defended. It's real. Jake urged. Demand more. Ethan pondered. Fight for love or self-respect. Meanwhile, Marcus faced the board alone. Without Ethan, doubt crept in. He called his father. I'm done hiding. Senator Hale disowned him verbally. Marcus felt liberated yet terrified. Ethan returned the next day, finding Marcus broken. I need you, Marcus said. They reconciled tentatively, but trust was fractured. The high-stakes game continued with more leaks threatened. The lawsuit against Victor Lang gained traction, with evidence mounting. But Lang countered with smears. Hale's unstable, unfit to lead. Public opinion split. Some hailed Marcus as a potential icon. Others boycotted Hale Tech products. Ethan fielded hate mail, his address leaked online. He changed his number, paranoia peaking. Internally, Ethan questioned his choices. Had he traded independence for love? His old job offers resurfaced, menial but safe. Stay strong, Lila texted. But her support wavered when Dad had a health scare, blaming stress from the scandal. Come home, help, she pleaded. Ethan refused, guilt gnawing. Marcus's coming out draft resurfaced in therapy sessions they attended together. Facing fears, the counselor said. Marcus opened up about childhood pressures. Dad said emotions are weakness. Ethan shared societal scars. In my town, gay meant outcast. Progress was slow, but bonds deepened. A family dinner at Senator Hale's estate tested them. Marcus invited Ethan defiantly. The senator sneered. Your friend? Tensions exploded. He's my partner, Marcus declared. Senator Hale raged. You'll ruin the family name. Emily defended. Grandpa, times change. They left early, but the declaration felt empowering. Back home, betrayal struck again. Rebecca, the fired assistant, sold stories to tabloids. He used me as cover, she claimed falsely. Marcus sued her too, but damage compounded. Stocks hit rock bottom. Ethan's moral dilemma intensified. Support Marcus's closet or push for authenticity. He confided in Emily. I love him, but hiding hurts. She advised. Give him time, but set boundaries. A pivotal board meeting loomed. Marcus prepared 2 speeches. Denial or truth? Ethan urged truth. For us. Marcus wavered. The night before, they argued fiercely. If you deny, we're done, Ethan said. Marcus stormed off. At the meeting, streamed live, Marcus spoke. Rumors are true. I'm gay and proud. Cheers and gasps echoed. Stocks dipped further, but allies emerged. Investors praising courage. Ethan watched from home, relieved, but repercussions hit. Senator Hale publicly disavowed him. Ethan's parents called, softer. We're trying to understand. Progress, but fragile. The couple faced new challenges. Paparazzi stalking, death threats from extremists. Ethan considered leaving for safety. I won't let them win, Marcus said. They hired security, but intimacy suffered under scrutiny. Ethan reflected on sacrifices. Lost privacy, strained family. Was love worth it? A quiet evening, they reaffirmed. Yes. But Lang escalated, fabricated evidence of embezzlement, pinning on Ethan. Arrest warrants issued. Ethan turned himself in, innocent but terrified. Marcus bailed him, vowing to clear his name. The frame-up exposed deeper corruption. In jail briefly, Ethan pondered ethics. Had his choices led here? Released, he confronted Marcus. "This is the price." Marcus nodded. "And I'd pay it again." The embezzlement charges unraveled quickly, thanks to the PI tracing back to Lang. Federal investigators got involved, arresting Lang for hacking and fraud. Vindication came, but scars remained. Hale Tech stock rebounded slowly, with new progressive investors. Ethan's family reconciliation began tentatively. A visit home. Dad awkward. Mom hugging tightly. "We were wrong," Dad admitted gruffly. Ethan forgave, but boundaries set. "Accept Marcus too." They nodded, a start. Marcus's relationship with his father stayed fractured. Senator Hale refused contact, but Emily bridged gaps. Marcus focused on therapy, unpacking decades of repression. "You saved me," he told Ethan. Societal backlash lingered, boycotts from conservative groups, but support from LGBTQ communities grew. Ethan spoke at a Pride event, sharing their story. Love demands courage. Applause roared, empowering him. Yet, internal conflicts persisted. Ethan missed anonymity. Marcus regretted lost deals. A quiet dinner. Ethan asked, "Regrets, Marcus?" "Only hiding so long." A new threat. An ex of Marcus's surfaced, claiming abuse, lies, but media frenzy ensued. Ethan doubted briefly. "Who are you really?" Marcus proved innocence with records. Trust rebuilt, but fragility exposed. They decided to move forward. Marcus proposed cohabitation publicly. Ethan accepted, but with conditions. No more secrets. They bought a new home in a liberal Boston neighborhood, symbolizing fresh starts. Family holidays tested alliances. Thanksgiving at Ethan's. Marcus charmed, but tensions simmered. Dad questioned, "Is this forever?" Ethan, "Yes." Acceptance grew. Christmas at Emily's, joyful but absent senator. Marcus grieved silently. Ethan comforted, "You have us." Professional fallout. Marcus stepped back as CEO, appointing a successor, focusing on philanthropy for LGBTQ causes. Ethan quit Maid work, pursuing education and social work, inspired by their ordeal. Awakening came. They realized love's cost. Betrayals endured, families mended partially, society challenged. But growth. Ethan confident, Marcus authentic. A final twist. Anonymous letter from Rebecca, apologizing. "Jealousy drove me." Forgiveness? Debatable. Their story inspired others, but personal tolls. Therapy ongoing, vigilance against hate. As months passed, Ethan and Marcus settled into a rhythm. Their love tested but resilient. Public appearances became routine, interviews where they discussed navigating identity in a divided America. "It's not easy," Marcus said on a podcast, "but authenticity beats the alternative." Ethan added, "Society's evolving, but individuals pay the price." Family dynamics shifted positively. Ethan's parents visited Boston, sharing meals awkwardly at first, then warmly. Dad even asked Marcus about business at Olive Branch. Mom confided, "We feared losing you." Ethan replied, "You almost did." Healing progressed. Marcus reconciled partially with his father via Emily's mediation. A tense lunch. Senator Hale grumbled, "Times change, I suppose." No full apology, but presence mattered. Marcus felt closure. Societal impact. Hale Tech launched diversity initiatives, boosting reputation. Ethan volunteered at LGBTQ shelters, helping youth like his younger self. "Your choices define you," he told them. But shadows lingered. A hate crime nearby reminded them of dangers. Vandalism on their car, slurs painted. They reported it, but fear crept in. Worth it? Ethan asked one night. Marcus, absolutely. Moral quandaries arose. A young employee at Hale Tech came out, inspired by Marcus, but faced backlash. Marcus mentored him, but Ethan wondered, did their visibility endanger others? Betrayal's echoes. Lang's trial convicted him, closure sweet. Rebecca's apology accepted warily. In quiet moments, they reflected on decisions. Ethan, I chose love over safety. Marcus, I chose truth over empire. Damages paid. Lost friends, strained ties, but gains. Deeper bonds, purpose. Their story culminated in a commitment ceremony, intimate with family and allies. Vows exchanged. Through storms we stand. Joy amid tears. Yet, awakening fully. Love isn't fairy tale. It's gritty, with trade-offs. Ethan pondered if he'd do it again. As life normalized, they faced one last choice. Adopt? But societal hurdles for gay couples loomed. They pursued it, fighting biases. In the end, their journey highlighted human complexity. Right and wrong blurred in love's arena. Was Marcus's initial hesitation a betrayal, or an understandable fear in a judgmental world?